planet.
He's got more Africa Whirlwinds than God.
True. Keep inviting God. He keeps turning us down. Alright, so bottom right here on Berlingrad for game 1. There's a dog down here, but it's going to be Solar, and he's yellow.
And in the top left, it's ByuN. Yeah, Solar and ByuN, I think, is a match that's going to be really fun to watch here, because these guys are honestly not the most predictable players. Like, Kier versus Zest definitely went Kier's way, but you generally know what's going to happen in those games, whereas ByuN versus Solar, I have no idea.
None whatsoever. I still have PTSD from when ByuN back in 2014 was utterly unstoppable if he got a third base against Zerg. It was just Widowmine Marine Marauder pushes and infinite reinforcements, and Zerg just was helpless against him. So when he went to military, it was a happy day for Zergs everywhere. And the game has changed. He's back. You can't just do that anymore. So...
No.
No. The meta has changed.
Will he?
It'd be so frustrating. As a Zerg fan, you'd be like, all right, the Zerg held off the attack, and then like 12 more Marines and 2 Widowmines would show up.
There's always another drop. Always another drop.
Yeah, it was just never-ending, infinite money pushes, and it was very hard to deal with. Was I think he's the first dude that figured out that Ghost Snipe is really good versus Ultras.
Yeah, he was one of the guys who was doing that. That was when Terrans were really struggling with Ultras.
Yeah. Ultras had 8 armor, and every Terran on Earth was like, why?
Yeah, that was, they were a little too ultralisky.
They were, but then ByuN was like, snipe, 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 snipe. They're all dead.
Yeah.
What was that about armor?
Although, honestly, the reason why ByuN had a lot of success was kind of because of Reapers.
Mm-hmm. They nerfed Reapers for ByuN.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if your claim to fame in StarCraft is that they nerfed an entire unit because of you, you're pretty good.
Alternatively, and I think it was 2014 when every Terran was struggling, maybe 2013, 2014, when every Terran was struggling, they did not buff Terran because of Tasia.
Right. Right. If they don't nerf an entire race because you're playing so well, that's also pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, can you just suck for a little bit, please?
We could get a couple buffs. You can go back to winning. Look at this Reaper stuff. But the Lings are here, and they don't stop the construction of the natural base, which is kind of the whole point of this. But killing an SCV is not bad.
Yeah, the Reaper's being a big pain, but it perishes.
You jinxed him. And Lings are back. They got speed now up at ByuN's natural. Trying to... Okay, kill the Marine. The Hellions are out, and that's going to be it for that. Starport coming in. Solar's got his third base rolling. Well, just getting started, actually. I apologize. A 330 third. And let's drone. Let's drone. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, and I know it's said a lot, but man, I played some ladder games tonight, some 3v3 ladder on my Twitch stream, and we just didn't get harassed at all.
Oh,
for
yeah.
like 3 or 4 games in a row. And I was like, man, StarCraft is so much different as a Zerg if you just get left alone for the first 5 minutes. And you got 4 bases, and it's all saturated. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's a different game. And then, but if they show up with Banshees or Oracle Harass or some Adepts show up or there's, you know, a Hellbat attack, like everything just falls immediately apart and you're screwed.
Zerg
it changes it.
is a beautiful seed, and left alone it will bloom into a magnificent tree.
A tree with knives on it.
Uh-huh. And
they will kill you.
And Protoss try and cut it down before it grows. Here come the Hellions, here come the few Marines, but...
Queens are good?
Yeah, pretty much.
Queens are good. Yeah. Liberator on the way. A little bit of an interesting Liberator play here early from ByuN. Overlord sees it, though.
I mean, ByuN does have an armory, so he can do Hellbats if he chooses, but he's
not. Got to be. He's still making Hellions. These have to be Hellbats.
Yeah, so he's gonna probably do the drop thing in the main base, transform those quickly into Hellbats, then all of a sudden Solar's gonna be kind of getting pushed in 2 locations. Good wall timing by ByuN, catches those lings actually.
Yep, get on out, Zergling. This is not a place for you.
The Liberator's moving on in towards the 3rd base. ByuN's trying to control this all over the place, gonna get those Hellions in. He's gonna run looking for drones. He's not gonna find anything due to that Queen. There we go, into Hellbat mode. Liberator's getting set up at the 3rd. Hellbats are moving towards the natural. Solar is trying to put out fires here, and the Hellbats are set on lighting them.
Okay, so Liberator down, that saves some time. Hellbats at the front are retreating. Hellbats in the main are still doing some work. And Lings alone aren't going to do super well here. He needs his Queens, but his Queens are kind of being used here at the 3rd base. And as soon as they leave, the Hellbats go back into the 3rd base. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you have to do this stuff against Zerg, because otherwise you die. But if you play it this way, it really slows them down. Fantastic pickup and save of 2 of those Hellbats. They do better against buildings than you expect them to do.
Oh, the drone's still not mining in the main base. On mining time alone, Solar is taking quite the economic hit. This Medivac with 2 injured Hellbats in it is doing what it can. ByuN, of course, microing those as efficiently as he possibly can. But the Queen's coming. R.I.P.
Dead. Yeah, that was a little too greedy, possibly, but got some pretty good value out of that.
Yeah, we pull up the economy there.
I mean, it's still 63 workers per Solar. He's not that terribly behind.
No.
And ByuN didn't get a 3rd base during all of that either, so...
Oh, yeah. He's going to have to get some more work done pretty soon.
Wait, did he... Where does the CV go?
Wait, ByuN?
What is... You got one right there, ByuN. You don't... ByuN, what happened to that SCV?
ByuN.
Where did it go?
Error 404, ByuN not found.
Oh, no! I bet he started that and was planning on having it ready, but...
Oh, no, you think... What? Oh, man.
I bet that's been there for a while. And he pulled the SCV off, or something weird happened. I don't know.
Yeah. That's tough.
Have to go back and watch the replay on that one. All right, ByuN's back, because he knows. Zerg is a beautiful seed.
Good drop. Gets the Queen. Overlord. Spore. And out. Drops at the natural. Realizing there's no AA present, so he can fully abuse with these medivacs as much as possible.
There was a Spore. Oh, I think the Hellbats killed it.
And ByuN just killed it there.
Ah. Take that, Spores. Target firing a Baneling there. Not too bad, not too bad. And yeah, ByuN is absolutely being everywhere, which is this is how you play Terran. Is it APM intensive? Yeah. Is it incredibly hard to do? Yes. But if you don't play this way versus Zerg, they will kill you.
This is the thing amateur Terrans like myself try and do on the ladder, and it just doesn't come together.
Yep. And like, in fairness, Solar has to defend in multiple places at once, too. It's not easy for him. Okay. That was some free Marines.
Those are some pretty good connections. Solar is definitely doing a fine job here. Another Baneling gets a connection on those Marines, forces that drop away. And Solar's economy is looking pretty formidable at this point. So the Zerg player isn't in a bad position by any means. He's shutting down the drop here. ByuN is going to keep boosting around, but I mean, the reason ByuN's hitting so many bases is because Solar has so many bases to hit. He's got his 5th on the way, and ByuN's just not actually getting much real damage done here.
I mean, he is, but it's just not enough to overcome what Solar's doing here economically. ByuN has expanded to his 4th at the 12 o'clock, because again, he's got 2 command centers he built at the same time, for reasons we don't fully understand yet. But Solar seems to be going in for a Lingbane Hydra thing, potentially into Lurkers. We'll keep an eye on that production tab. But for now, there's an Infestation Pit on the way at least, so maybe some Infestors, maybe some Ultralisks, although the upgrade path... Yeah, the upgrade path does indicate Ultras here, with that melee +2 attack being researched right now.
I mean, I would love to see Ultras against ByuN. Solar versus ByuN now. The late game is honestly what I want to see here, and this game is trending towards that. ByuN's got a pretty good supply at this point. Now, we'll see if he's going to be able to get any damage done here. A great Widowmine drop getting off here. 10, 12 workers going down just like that. Another one going down to the natural for good measure. There's no detection here for the Zerg, making that 16 workers killed in total. ByuN coming in with a push simultaneously. Now this is a very fragile push because it is just Marines and Vines. There's not much to really make this muscly for the Terran, but a great attack there by ByuN. He's now dropping at the third base, realizing the position he's in with no anti-air for the Zerg, really, and just boosting around.
And this, I mean, this particular strategy is 1,000 times better when there is not a Spire. But that said, if you just walk your dudes into a bunch of Banelings, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, no, it does not, unfortunately. Now, ByuN did get some good damage done there. 25 drones in total going down. He did go for that double command center earlier in the game, so all of a sudden we're seeing a Terran who's backed up by a 4th command center.
And a Lurker
up on
down.
supply. All in all, I think ByuN's in the lead here.
I think so too. He's done enough damage. Nothing that's like incredibly, wow, game ending, but it's been very good nevertheless. Lurker Den here from Solar, but he doesn't have a ton of money to make a bunch of Lurkers or get the upgrades for them or anything.
No, a good drop by ByuN going towards the 5th base of the Zerg. Oh, beautiful positioning on these Marines. Lots of medivacs supporting these guys. And now ByuN hitting the 3rd.
Widowmine connection there too. And games like this make me wonder why we don't see Widowmines every time in ZBT. It makes your life about 20 times easier in this matchup, and they're not that expensive, and they just pay for themselves most of the time.
Yeah, they almost always pay for themselves.
So, okay, once again, ByuN can't just stand and fight and win here, so he does have to pick up and get out, which he can do, because again, there's not a Spire, but there are some Vipers on the way, so abducting medevacs into Hydra groups is going to be fine if you're trying to deal with that. Unloading in a bit of a dicey position here is ByuN, but I'm sure he's trying to do 8 things at once right now.
Just about 8 things at once, that is for sure.
Oh, that little mid-ground position there.
Yeah, definitely.
Poor Marines, nowhere to go. Adrenal Glands is on the way from Solar. We know how important that is. And just left side coming up. Are they gonna be able to get the hatch? Reinforcing Zerglings. Responding Zerglings, a little bit some friendly fire Widowmine splash there. It's never a great experience.
No, it's not. I do like the fact that ByuN's got Marauders in his army now, though. Being able to tank those Widowmines adds some more beefiness to the Terran army. It's kind of a necessity. Even though they're not exactly great against Hydras and Lings, they are tremendous against Banes. They'll help with Lurkers if Solar ever gets there. ByuN's pushing on in towards this 5th base once more.
And I don't think he's going to get it. There's just too much Lingbane Hydra here. The medevacs are getting some hits too.
Banes are gone.
They are. Hydra's pretty good against Marauders, but more reinforcements coming in. Blinding Cloud is really important here. Has to pull back into the Blinding Cloud a little bit. Widowmine connects on a Hydralisk or two. This is absolute chaos. Battle on the right side as well. I think ByuN's retreating from that position now, but Solar's able to get rid of him. Adrenal finishing up in about 7 minutes is going to really help against these Marauders.
Yeah, this is very interesting that ByuN is still going for just the Marine Marauder mine against a Hydra Lingbane Viper composition. No transition plan for ByuN. He is just relying on his raw skill in order to make these pushes happen. He's stepping forward. That 5th base is so low for Solar, and losing that base would probably be the nail in the coffin here for the Zerg.
Yeah, he's at 150 total supply. He doesn't have anything in his bank at all. On the Widowmine drop at that right side, yep. 6 more drones go down. He hates spending money on drones to replace them. He wants more Lings. He needs more upgrades. He's getting adaptive talents. He's going +2 missile attack right now and +3 carapace for his ground units. And Solar's just been unable to get any kind of pressure at all on ByuN today.
Yeah, that is huge. I mean, so often when we watch the best Zergs in the world, they're always counterattacking the Terran. They're never giving them a moment's peace to focus on their aggression. In this game, it has just been ByuN being the aggressor. This extra command center finishing up for ByuN is huge. It's basically saying, hey, it's a 5-base Terran against a 5-base Zerg. So we do see Solar attempting to get up a 6th base, but I'm not sure that's going to be established anytime soon.
Nope. It's looking real dicey. He got up to the 6th base thing pretty easily, but getting a 7th on that right side, he's hoping ByuN doesn't find it. And just marching in at 2 places at once, there's nothing super fancy about this, but it's incredibly hard for Zerg players to deal with. The Adrenal really making a difference here. Not the greatest Widowmine connections there, and actually 2 or 3 Banelings to kill a Widowmine is never great. Unloading here, trying to save the base, and he will, because again, the Adrenal helps with that damage output for this number of Lings against the number of Marauders we're seeing. And Ghost production has begun from ByuN.
Yeah, the Lurkers being out for Solar is a big, big deal here. ByuN is going to be able to get that 6th base down. That is huge for him in delaying the Zerg. He's continuously pressuring his opponent while getting up his own 5th base. He's actually just diving on in here. Gets the 3rd base of the Zerg. That is a big deal. Lurkers are trying to collapse on top of this army with the Link support. This could be a big play by Solar. ByuN losing a ton of bio there.
Kills both the Lurkers, avenges their deaths, but my gosh, this base not happening again. Solar does not exactly have a ton of money to just instantly throw down replacement hatcheries when these are dying either.
No, he doesn't. He's almost mined out on his bases. I mean, that 3rd base down to 4 mineral patches. This one almost mining out. So he's really
maybe
got
the
one
counter
healthy
attack
base.
from Solar. Yeah, he's coming up. Some defensive Widow Mines are present. Changeling's getting tossed down. Trying to get some snipes done, but there's no big targets here. There's no Lurkers. It's Lingbane Hydra.
There's a
so
lot of Banes going in. He crashes the gates.
Oh my gosh, that's so many Banelings. The pre-split is good, but eventually you run out of room. Dude,
yeah,
Solar.
It does. Is Solar going to win this game
gosh,
somehow?
he just killed every ghost. Okay, there's like 2 or 3 ghosts left. Suddenly, the army value is a lot more even. Solar's able to rebuild his bases. He's on the offensive. He's completely flipped the script.
Yeah, I don't know if Solar has the juice to take this home, though. He's working away on the 3rd of ByuN. ByuN's actually repairing that time. That is a big deal. There was a couple of extra command centers here for ByuN, but they did perish. He's still got lots of bases. Solar, however, hasn't been able to get up that 6th base. He's been rebuilding his 4th. The Zerg, I think, is just running out of steam here.
He could be. I mean, it doesn't have a ton of money to expand either. Getting this one up would be massive, but ByuN, army value 79 to 58. He's got a big group of Marines, Marauders. He's got a decent number of ghosts here, although a bunch did die during that attack. But he's not moving out. He's kind of spreading along that left side a little bit, but Solar's got some time to rebuild his army, make some more Banelings, make some more Hydras, benefit from the upgrades that he has right now. And I don't know. Solar's been given a little bit of time to breathe.
Yeah, he has been given a little bit of time, but the lack of bases really isn't allowing him to quickly remax his army or anything like that. Looks like we got a bit of lag here.
God, is that me again? Come back.
It is you, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Are you good to go again?
Yeah, let's try it. It's been clearing up.
Yeah, I don't know why this happens, and it really is either me or you that's lagging at the minute.
Never both, which is good, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, there's another second to lag. ByuN cleaning up that Lurker. The Terran having up his 5th base is a big deal here. If Solar can somehow take that out, that would definitely bring him back in the game, because then they'd both be on poor economies, but that 5th base lets the Terran get so much more mileage. ByuN's been doing incredible things on 4 bases. He just got up his 5th. All the while, the Zerg needs to stay ahead in bases to keep going. Solar is now mining on this right side location.
I'd like to see him take that top right, honestly. It's not too far from the base he just took. Seems fairly easily defensible, but the big concern is that ByuN's coming down this left side.
Yeah.
He's sniping Banelings right now.
I mean, killing Banelings is always good, and the Widow Mine does incredible work there as it takes out a big chunk of the Zerg army. ByuN is up in army supply. Solar's creep has been pushed back, letting ByuN get uncomfortably close in this situation. Drop moving to the right side for ByuN,
which Solar's aware of. He's going to try to deal with it as the attack comes in from the left side. Again, army value still higher for ByuN here by about 20. Ling Lurker, Baneling, creep spread's going to help with these battles for sure. Banelings are trying to make some connections here. Parasitic Bomb gets tossed down on a medevac. And Solar pulling back here. Just trying to keep ByuN from killing any more of his bases, any more of his drones. Drop coming into the natural base here too. That's cleared up by Solar very nicely.
Big attack going towards the 4th base of ByuN. I mean, every location is important here. There is a turret, so the PF can see the lurkers. Reinforcements coming in here for ByuN. Looks like we're having some more lag.
I know. I might just have to drop here.
Yeah, I can always share my screen for you.
Yeah. And the lurkers get picked out. 13 SCVs die, but the planetary is still alive. And Solar coming in on another big rampage. And this is a position that is really hit or miss, make or break right now for both players. If the Terran can hold this effectively, which it looks like he is.
All the Banes are gone for the most part. A few rolling forward. They get some decent connections on the Terran army. But the problem is Solar simply can't hold his position as the Ghost will clean this up. And while he's been able to push the Terran, he hit his 3rd base. He did not kill the 4th. I mean, Solar did get up that top right position, as you said, though.
He needs to put those drones to work. Come on, Solar.
He does.
You got 50 minerals in your bank, dude. You need as much, there you go, as much income as you can possibly get. So 77 workers is a good number. 80 is maybe a little bit too much. And he's just making more lings. I mean, this is pretty classic TvZ right here. Not going into Ultras, relying more heavily on +3 lings with the adrenal glands upgrade. And here's the classic one lurker harass of a base that Terrans really hate.
Such efficient harassment.
Yeah.
And while we've been talking about Solar running out of steam, it seems that ByuN is kinda huffing wind right now. I mean, he got this extra command center on the way, but the building of that is halted.
Oh, big attack coming up the middle of that 3rd. Oh man, so we're back at the same position. Baneling's getting some really nice connections there. Lings are left here. Lings are going to trade really well against this Marauder Ghost style play, especially with all the upgrades they have. Dude, Solar just hit hard there, and I think he put himself into the lead. Okay, so holding, 3rd base in a lot of trouble. Are there enough hiders to finish it off this time? No. It seems to be retreating. That lurker position that Solar really likes to benefit is here. Lurker sneaking up to that top side, 12 o'clock, to try to harass it. I'd like to see Solar send an attack into that left side, 9 o'clock base of ByuN's, because that's really important to ByuN right now. Like, the newest source of income, and if that thing dies, ByuN might just be dead.
Yeah,
okay.
if Solar gets the base out, that would probably be game. ByuN's down to 40 workers. He does not have a fresh location, and so it seems Solar has almost outlasted ByuN this game.
Yeah, Marauder King Ghosts do not counter everything. They really suck against Zerglings. Especially if the Lings have the upgrades. You can't snipe them, right? You can't EMP them. You don't do any bonus damage versus Lings either. If there are enough Lings getting surrounds on your individual Ghosts, they will die really fast.
Yeah, and ByuN's spending all his money on these expensive units, hoping to get some work out of them. But the engagements have been so quick this game that he really hasn't been able to. The Zerg surging forward, once again, a great Widowmine connection there, thinning out the Lings. But ByuN is in trouble now. I mean, he needs another base.
He doesn't have anywhere to go. There's creep on every other available expansion location.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that it's impossible to take, like, that bottom left base, but it's just Solar's going to know about it. There's nowhere he can go that feels safe.
Then he's got to shut down one of Solar's bases. That's his only option.
And here's a situation where Solar taking his bases later is a benefit to him because he still has income on these things. Where ByuN taking his 4 bases fast, they're mining out right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Terran can sustain on little bases for quite a while, but eventually you do need to get up an expansion, and this is where it's getting uncomfortable for ByuN. He snipes the Overlord just to get rid of it as quick as possible. But as you said, Solar now knows that that is ByuN's next location. He takes the opportunity to attack this location. It's not being repaired. It does get repaired at the last second. That's a good trade for ByuN. Can he take it further? Can he get a win here or something?
I don't know. When 191 and 148 supply is tough. Top right base is going to die. Or will it?
To try and save this location. He is going to lose it, looks like. Can ByuN get out of here? That's the question. Yes, he can.
And he does. He doesn't lose much. Dude, how many kills does this planetary have?
57.
Oh my gosh.
Solar is crashing this location. I'm not sure it's the most cost-efficient fight for him, but he did wipe most of ByuN's army. The Terran's now retreating. That bunker that was once there is long gone. ByuN has got no choice but to retreat. Ghosts are cloaking. The Marauders are retreating. He really needs to split his army. Banelings get some great connections on the Ghosts there.
Is that third finally gonna die? It's been killed like 3 times and it hasn't been dead
Oh,
yet. There it is!
Go down.
Amazing.
Sad days. ByuN needs this location up, and this Ling
Really
blocking
bad.
it is a huge deal. He needs that mule money.
I love this Zergling. He's like, huh, SCVs, that's nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll just chill. All right, Max Mule's getting dropped here for ByuN. If he can hold this location even for 60 seconds, that will start breathing him new life into this game, because
Solar's army is as far away as it can possibly be, so that's good for him.
And Solar did lose that location in the top right. That really gave ByuN opportunity in this game. And all of a sudden, ByuN just surges forward and he kills off another prominent base for Solar.
My gosh, this is an epic TvZ.
Ballsy.
The comebacks from both these players today has been absolutely insane. I love the Ghost cloaking when they recognize the Overseers aren't quite there yet.
Yeah, that was a great trade. ByuN sees this location in the bottom left, so these players are now incredibly close to each other, but this could be the game-deciding fight here. Solar goes forward. He's trying to shut down ByuN's base. Is he throwing away too much as he does it, though? I'm not sure. He's got a lot of Banelings, but they're disappearing as the battle occurs.
The orbital's going to go down.
ByuN's army is thinning on out. Widowmine's firing, but there's just so little here for the Terran, and that command center did die. So ByuN's economy died with it.
Holy
damn!
That game was better than the entire Zest Cure series combined. That was great.
Yeah. A 26-minute slogfest between these guys.
I mean, there's a reason Solar has more Africa Whirlwinds than anybody else. It's games like that.
Yeah. That was some incredible staying power by the Zerg.
Yeah, he should have been dead there. The harassment from ByuN was non-stop the entire time. And then as soon as there was breathing room for Solar, he's able to get up an army and make some really nice counterattacks. Not that they won. Not that he killed that third base until the third time he tried it. Not that he killed the 12 o'clock planetary until the third time he tried it. Like, this wasn't him just crushing at that point. He had to keep going back and going back and going back. And losing bases in the process. Like, insane back and forth there. ByuN losing stuff, coming back on top. Incredible snipes. Incredible cloaking. Really nice Viper play there, too, from Solar, and he gets the win in game 1. But man, I'm expecting some great stuff here for the rest of the series.
I'm just gonna take a quick break here before we get into the next game.
All right.
Okay, everyone, we are back, and it is game time.
Game time. Game 2, game time.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us through that little hiatus. That last game was freaking amazing. And now, in the top right, we have got ByuN.
And in the bottom left, it's our guy, a Solar. My
Yeah,
gosh,
looks like we got a bit of lag
seriously?
again.
All right. Let's do screen share.
Screen share it is. Thank God for that Discord feature.
Honestly, good job, Discord. I guess Skype had it, so...
Didn't Skype have screen share?
That's what I'm saying. Skype had it, so it's...
Ah,
Discord wasn't around, we'd have Skype. Probably.
they just kind of put it in a nice little package.
Yeah. Okay, we're in. I thought I could maximize this. Where's my maximize? There it is.
Okay, I hope
Full screen.
the audio is fine and everything. By the way, big thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's great to see that there's 200 people watching this awesome Starcraft.
Uh-huh. Fantastic Starcraft. TvZ, very popular matchup. Maybe the most popular in all of the sport.
You know, I've enjoyed a TvZ or two.
Mm-hmm.
It's the classic, the humans versus the bugs.
Yeah, there are 1,000 movies along these lines.
What's the best humans versus alien movie?
I mean, the Alien and Aliens combo is pretty good.
That's true.
Starship Troopers is a fun one.
I was thinking of Starship Troopers, yeah.
I mean, Ender's Game for a more kind of cerebral take on bugs versus humans.
Okay. I haven't seen that one, to be honest.
Yeah, the movie's alright. The book's a lot better.
As they generally are.
Yeah. They tried to cram too much into the movie, has been my argument about that since it came out.
Yeah.
They do that sometimes.
Okay. Reaper comes on in for ByuN.
Classic Reaper dance. But there's an arcade challenge where you just do this over and over.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's Marine Split,
Uh-huh.
which is good. In my experience, it doesn't make you any better, but it's good.
Yeah, there is one arcade thing that's just a series of micro challenges.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that is really fun. I guess the problem with creating an arcade map for the Queen Reaper dance is you'd have to have... I mean, you almost need humans controlling both. Because I don't know that the AI can handle one of those sides.
I mean, if you did sort of like an Alpha Star like AI learning thing, you could get an AI that does the perfect event.
For sure. But I don't know that most people who make arcade maps would have access to an AI like that.
That's true.
But maybe if they approached them and like, hey, can I borrow a tiny slice of your AI for this thing that I'm doing?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
If there was
Super
the right
fast
incentive.
third.
That's one thing that I'm looking forward to with future video games. So it's just going to be just machine learning AI in order to create AI with a lot more depth.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get that done, science.
Ooh, Reaper gets a drone.
And then stops running.
Yeah, I mean, his job was done. He said, I can die a happy Reaper. And then
Posed.
Solar was able to grab a couple SCVs. Oh, hold on, a few drones dying. Hellions get in there. These guys are just going blow for blow already. Hellions of ByuN getting caught.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice juke. Way to get out of that. I thought they were both dead for sure.
Reinforcements? Oh, good turnaround by Solar.
How did he see that? Felt it.
I think you feel that. That Terran's gonna try and save one of his own.
Got a bunch of Hellions. He did that in game 1, so just assume there's going to be a bunch more coming. And a Roach Warren from Solar. This feels Roach Ravagery to me.
I think you may be right.
3 base-ish. Still making drones, though, so it's not the 3 base, 3.5, or like 2.5 base all in. Oh, man. If you make too many Hellions against a big Roach Ravager push, you're just like, okay, well. Guess I was dead. And a Banshee will really shut it down as well. We're getting Glial Reconstitution really droning up here, so no. I think he's planning on going with the Roaches for sure, but I don't see any sign of him trying to kill ByuN in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. Liberator set up in the main. Get some work done. 3 drones. Hellions moving around towards the third. ByuN elects to go in. He's going to get some damage done there. Good shots, 11 in total. The Hellions are still alive as well. They very well make it out of here. And that really is the icing on the cake. $14 drones going down in total. Incredible damage getting done by the Terran.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Terran, is that there's got a lot of ways to do this. Like, Liberators, Hellions, the Reaper, all these things are designed specifically for harassment purposes. And I mean, Solar, he's bringing drones back into the battle. Okay, that's 20.
Yeah. Now I think we're gonna kind of see Solar, as he was planning on doing this roach thing, just have enough roaches to basically amount to a wet noodle.
Yep. He's like, oh, I got 6. 6 roaches can win, right? But, I don't know. I feel like ByuN did this much damage in game 1, and Solar just kind of bounced back from it, so...
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if he did this much damage.
20 in the first 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Close. I'm trying to remember the exact number, but it was pretty bad for Solar in the first 10 minutes.
That was a solid comeback by Solar.
Yeah. It's the Raynor thing. I really attribute it to Raynor, but Solar's showing some of it too, where, yeah, you can kill 30 of my workers and it doesn't matter. I'll be back up to full strength in no time. Not that that's what Solar did in game 1. He definitely was struggling a whole bunch throughout the rest of that game, but big old drop from ByuN, dealing with Hellions, you think?
Their sisters, but not enough. They're gonna
Oh my gosh, great position here on the top of the ramp. Queens are getting melted. And then ByuN just
like 4
backs
queens
out.
There. Now going to drop towards the third base location, be as much of a pain as possible.
That's huge.
Target down
Up.
drone.
A couple more drones die. Queens dying is so big. And ByuN's doing a much smaller version of this attack than he wanted to do initially. Oh yeah, I don't think he has enough. There's tanks backing this up. There's enough Marauders that the Roaches are like, ooh. And Solar's poking, but I don't expect him to get a whole lot done here.
Yeah, he's really trying, but yeah, there's just not that much Zerg. Like, Zerg doing this push wants to be pretty much maxed out, and Solar is not that.
Nope. The drop is back, getting cleaned up here. Medevac dies after the reload, which is always disgusting. You're like, pick me up, and then the medevac dies. You're like, ah, okay, well.
I don't want to die alone.
That's the one. So again, poking, he cannot just mash his face in here. There's no way. He can't get close enough to the tanks to corrosive bile them down. When he tries to get... Wait. He gets one. No, he doesn't. Oh, he does! He over-corrosive biled it.
It's a lot of Zerg, but no.
Other tanks down. Reinforcements are coming in. That defender's advantage really kicks in.
I mean...
The tank count gets reduced to 0. That's pretty good. There's lings inside the third... What the heck is Solar doing? How is this working for him, kind of?
I do not know how this is working. ByuN needs to get his house in order here.
Oh, friendly fire siege tank splash on those SCVs.
Oh, what? Okay,
what?
Solar GG's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for a second, I thought that it was ByuN who GG'd there.
Me too.
Oof.
I was like, what is that?
Oh, dang.
It's like, oh, I lost 6 SCVs. GG.
Well, I think he lost like 18 there or anything, but he still had it.
Nicely done. All right, so the series is tied up. Some incredible harass from ByuN in the early game makes the resulting Roach Ravager counterattack not as good. Still apparently really strong. Solar, I think, had a bit of a chance to win that, maybe, barely. But not enough. ByuN's able to hold on. All his tanks are dead, but he's got enough Marines and Marauders to handle it. The economy back home for Solar was not good enough to handle it. So we're moving to game numero tres. We're here on Curious Minds.
Curious Minds. Should be a fun map to see ByuN and Solar go at it. Early game damage really has been the name of this Afrika world.
I mean, it's TvZ. I don't know how else to explain it. It's how this was designed. Terran was giving harassing things, harassing units. Zerg was given the ability to make 100 drones at the same time. And that's the eternal battle. You're locked in that struggle. If you don't get enough harassment done, beating the Zerg is nigh impossible. If you do get enough harassment done, Zerg's going to struggle a lot.
Okay, it's tied up in the bottom right. He's ByuN.
And in the top left, it's our guy. It's the Red Zerg Solar. All right. Surprised we haven't seen any proxies. I mean, especially considering ByuN's wrist problems. I feel like he's... Oh, there we go. Okay, we're doing it. Second SCV comes out. It's
You
time.
willed it into existence.
I did. I mean, it's kind of a proxy. It's not significantly close to Solar's base, but also harder for Solar to scout. That said, there's an Overlord heading this direction. Hello, Mr. Overlord. Are you serious? Is he gonna... The first Overlord just... Oh, wait. Wait. He's turning. Oh my gosh. Oh, he sees it. He sees it. Dude, Solar, what dark magic is this? Oh, and he pulls it away too, so ByuN doesn't know he's been scouted. Ugh. Brutal stuff here for ByuN. Alright, 3 racks proxy gets scouted about as early as it possibly can. Drone chases the SCV off, trying to throw down a bunker. And I mean, it's not rogue exactly, but Solar scouting 3 racks coming his way is pretty strong.
Lots of drones coming.
That bunker is not happening.
Not a chance.
That bunker is also not happening. Also not happening.
Does he start another real quick? Can he afford it? I mean, there's 10 lings on the way. That is a large amount he's going to have to deal with. Can he start up another bunker to help block? No, the creep spreads just in time.
Oh, okay. Well, this is not working. The good news for Terran fans is that you can fail with your proxy and still win the game.
Yeah, I mean, Solar's really committing trying to shut this down. This may be an overcommitment, I feel. Like, this is a lot of Marines thanks to it being a 3-rack here for ByuN. And all of a sudden, it's mainly drones against these Marines.
Dude, this... Oh my gosh, Solar!
ByuN anticipated that overpull by Solar perfectly. It's a 3-racks. There's a lot more bite than a 2-racks, and just like that, Solar drops dead.
When I said Terran can still win even though their proxy gets instantly scouted, I didn't mean that way. That was crazy.
Solar did only see 2 racks and didn't scout further, so...
That's true, but I feel like when he saw how many Marines there were, he could have run the drones home, bought a little more time, made some more Zerglings. He was so far out on the map. I think that's just a lack of concentration. I think he just...
I think so.
Assumed what was happening. It didn't quite notice how many Marines there were until it was too late.
He thought he had it all figured out. Like a fool.
Once you feel like you've got it all figured out, that's when you're in danger.
Okay, so heading into the next match. ByuN's on match point here.
Pretty impressive stuff, honestly. Potentially taking down the all-time best Africa World player we've ever had. So Solar back to the wall. Very dangerous players are when that happens. So we're here on Hardwire, which is a great macro map. I'd be shocked if we don't see a macro game right now, but bottom left, it's our guy. He's yellow and he's ByuN.
Yay. And he's not yellow. He's not Terran. It's Solar.
He is none of those things.
Okay, so you gotta give it to ByuN bringing out the dirty proxy.
Okay, so a little bit of a calmer opening here for both of these players.
Yes, very calm.
Overlord scouting out for the proxies, which, you know, 90% of the time you never find one, but that 10% you do, it's very nice. Reaper on the way. Get ourselves a bit of a Reaper dance. Well, let's see if Solar just goes back to what got him the win in game one, the Hydroling Bane strategy, which somebody in chat did notice and point out that ByuN just made too many ghosts. If your enemy is going Hydroling Bane, there aren't really enough targets to make that much ghost production worth it.
No, and the way the engagements were going was not the way you want to use ghosts.
Right. If your opponent's going a ton of lurkers or a ton of ultras, by all means, ghosts. But if it's just Hydroling Bane with a couple lurkers here and there, it's just not worth it to spend all that gas and all that investment on the ghosts. So they're just not that good against the Lingbane Hydra. So Reaper shows up, Kitty 8 charge blocks, bounces him into the sky, which he probably did that on purpose. It's fun.
He just wants to go for the ride.
Yeah. I get to watch other people fly into the sky when I bounce them. I never get to do it. Yeah, there's that
CC.
Third CC coming sub 3 minutes. All the hotness in this matchup right now.
Yeah, I dig
Again,
it.
there's not much Zerg players can do to punish that at all. I just don't know why Terrans don't do it every time. Like, what's the vulnerability here?
Nothing.
Because you're still making Hellions, so Ling attacks aren't going to do much. Baneling busts are just not a thing anymore.
Solar says a 28 drone Roach Warren.
Whoa. That's the vulnerability, I guess.
We'll see.
I mean, he doesn't see the third base coming up, so this is just blind. Just getting the Roach Warren fast. Reaper's still alive. Oh, never mind. Stopped running. Dude, that would have...
ByuN.
It's microing.
Even the god of microing makes mistakes.
It's true. They all do.
Seven roaches on the way. Now, the question is, are the queens going to march, or is this just going to be a pure roach attack? Because the Banshee is going to be very good if it's just a roach attack.
Oh, Banshee shuts it down. Utterly stops it.
Yeah,
Like, that's where Zerg players show up and they're just like, oh, a Banshee.
Yeah, this isn't like the, oh, I'm sending a few roaches, haha, I hope you made some units sort of attack. This is the, I'm going to try and kill you.
Yeah, I've stopped making drones.
Yeah, the Banshee is going to be huge for ByuN if it's in position. Where is she? At the natural base still. That is huge. Lings are running towards the natural. ByuN is running around with his Hellions, but so far there's not that much here for Solar. The roaches are still streaming across the map, so cleaning up these Lings early is a big success for ByuN.
Yeah, there's a Banshee, and there's
Yeah.
another one on the way.
Run the SCVs. Wait 20 seconds till the Banshee kills all these units.
Yep. And another Banshee's going to come out, so the damage output of Banshees will be ×2.
Oh, ByuN's going to try and go for a quick cleanup on this to get back to business. And I honestly don't hate that, dropping a supply depot, keeping his back row going as well as he can. Hellions being supported by those, Hellions being supported by those SCVs, and all of a sudden Solar's attack has failed. And ByuN's got a third base up.
Yep, 2 Banshees, pretty strong it turns out. We're back to droning, I guess. We're making some more roaches in case the counterattack shows up, but there's Banshees coming? I don't know what you need more roaches for here, Solar. I guess he's worried about the Hellions.
What does Solar have?
Queens and is making some spores. The smart play here. So we're not going crazy Banshee. We're not getting cloak for them or anything. This is just counterattack, forcing some spores out, forcing Solar. Oh, he does have cloak. I'm a liar. So forcing the spores out, forcing the Zerg player to turn drones into spores, which he doesn't want to do, sitting in this little dead detection space where they cannot be seen, and just trying to get as many drones as possible. He knows that Solar's already down in economy because of how early that attack was, and he's just going to make it worse for him. So fairly well drones. We're at 8. Gameheart keeping track of drone kills close to each other.
Yeah, those were not 8 drones Solar could afford to lose.
So it turns out the 28 worker Roach Warren does not counter the fast third.
No, not a big one Banshee anyway, which they almost always do.
Yep. Well, I don't know. This isn't like an every match.
Yeah, not as common as it used to be. It used to be very common.
Yeah. I mean, he's committing to the Roach stuff, which I don't know if I feel good about that. Worker count is even, which is really bad for the Zerg. He doesn't have a 4th base. ByuN's casually making 3 SCBs at a time, getting upgrades for his dudes.
He keeps missing that drone, though. He fires into the extractor 3 times. Oh my god, 18 drones going down. These Banshees are just monsters. One of them will go down, but their work has been done. The Zerg is in a disastrous position.
Utterly disastrous. Maybe, I mean, dead in the next 2 minutes disastrous. It's not looking good at all.
If he's not dead in 2 minutes, Solar's a good player.
And he
He's a good
is.
player, but even the best players, I think, would be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, when your early attack is that shut down, and you lose a whole bunch of workers on the counterattack.
Oh no!
And your Lings get barbecued.
Oh!
Whoa, wait,
dropped the ball a little there.
Ooh, that's twice. He's just kind of failed to micro stuff that's under attack on the other side of the map.
Busy ByuN.
Beautiful. Boost in, unload.
Oh god.
This might just be it.
Oh, it does get spotted. Does Solar respond though? Not yet. I mean, he's got a Roach and a Queen, and the Spores repositioning. Spore's gonna get targeted down. It is neat how ByuN does prioritize those. Not all players.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, almost Crossobile down that medevac, which would have been incredible. Remaining Banshee just casually being like, no, you can't attack the 3rd base, sorry.
No.
Not allowed.
Drop goes back into the main once again. Could be a Ravager or 2 for the target. Yes, and there it is. 3, no, just 2. Almost gets the 3rd Ravager. And Ravagers are darn expensive.
They're darn expensive. Yeah. Crazy expensive units. They're fast, though, and they've got that corrosive bile ability, which is pretty good. So they're worth. That's why we see them get built. Solar's got a 4th base coming in. Almost done. Infestation Pit on the way here, and 1-1 coming in for his units, but 2-2's on the way for ByuN's infantry.
And the problem is ByuN's got his 4th base landing as we speak.
Yep.
So you ask, what can Solar do to come back in this game? I guess lurkers or infestors?
Yeah? I mean, maybe just go Hydraling Bane.
This is a lot of Ravagers.
Yeah, those Hellbats are utterly useless against the Mass Ravager army. The
Marines
are
ByuN
pretty
wants to
good.
target them down though. He wants to pick these Ravagers off. A few more Roaches do come forward to help buffer through this, however.
Right. The roaches aren't there to do a ton of damage, but they do take longer to kill. So they tank for the Ravagers. It's why we see Roach Ravager instead of just plain Ravager all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that reason. Because Shell is on the way. Lurker Den gets tossed down here from Solar. So yeah, he's planning on doing pretty much the same stuff here. Handful of links should be able to clean this up, or at least force a liftoff and a boost out of there, which, all right. Solar taking precautions, not allowing ByuN to pick him apart as much as he has been.
No. Attempt at a 5th base gets shut down. Yeah, ByuN hasn't been getting as much done as I'd like to have seen, perhaps, but I mean, as I say that, he picks off 3 Ravagers. Now here's the big push I was waiting for. ByuN's rolling across the map. He's got his 2-2. He's got just tons of production behind this. Tanks are getting sieged up incredibly close to the Zerg 4th base. Not even the Zerg 5th. Drop going on at the natural. 14 drones going down. Solar is in a world of trouble.
He is. He's down on economy. His army is bigger, but a lot of it is roaches. He's losing the 4th. He's trying to clean up what's going on in the natural base and the 3rd base as well. And ByuN might just be on a death push here. That Banshee's still alive. Holy smokes.
Yeah, ByuN could go home and still have an incredible lead.
Maybe he won't.
Maybe he'll just chill here with all of his tanks.
Yeah, clear out all the many creep tumors. One of the more satisfying things you can do in StarCraft 2. And, I mean, he's really trying to get Adaptive Talons out. The Viper Blinding Cloud shenanigans could be pretty good. But ByuN is this far on creep and he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's so happy to trade at this point. He's like, where's your economy, mate? Solar's technically a 4-base Zerg, but he's just getting up his 4th, and I mean, we're 12 minutes into the game. He is diving on top of the tanks, but once again, ByuN is happy just to trade here.
It doesn't even have to be a fantastic
GG.
value for him in ByuN. Holy